A lot of bad AI answers do not come from bad reasoning. They come from missing context. If the model cannot see the right file, schema, document, or deployment state, it fills the gap with guesses. That is why MCP separates actions from context. Tools help an agent do something. Resources help an agent read something. If tools are the hands, resources are the documents, and system, facts, the hands should consult first. So the question for this lesson is simple. How do you give a model just enough context to answer well, without dumping your whole system into it? That is the real design job behind MCP Resources. In MCP, resources are data surfaces that a server exposes so the model can read useful context. They are not commands. They are readable inputs that help the model answer with real grounding instead of memory alone. A resource might be a source file, a README, a database schema, a GitHub issue, or a Kubernetes deployment manifest. The model is not inventing those objects. It is reading them through a server-defined path. That URI-based structure matters because it gives the host and the server a clean contract. A resource can be identified, filtered, paginated, and protected. That is much better than treating context like one giant hidden blob. The resource flow usually starts with discovery. The client asks the server what resources are available. That gives the model a menu of possible context sources instead of direct blind access into everything. After that, the client reads the resource that actually matters. Maybe it is the deployment YAML. Maybe it is the schema for one table. Maybe it is the README that explains how the service is supposed to behave. Now the answer can be grounded. The model is no longer saying what it vaguely remembers. It is responding based on the file, schema, or document that the server actually exposed for that question. The common beginner mistake is to send everything, the whole code base, every table, full customer records. That feels helpful, but it usually creates noise, cost, privacy risk, and weaker answers because the important context gets buried. Senior engineers do the opposite. They expose read-only resources, scope access by domain, filter what is relevant, paginate long results, and protect anything sensitive. In other words, they design context like an intentional read API. That is the senior takeaway. Resources should feel like secure read APIs, not like opening a warehouse door and hoping the model picks the right box. The design goal is relevance with control. So keep the model simple. Tools do actions. Resources provide context. If a model needs to understand a system before it acts, resources are usually the first thing you design well. When you expose resources, ask one question first. What is the smallest set of context that helps this answer become trustworthy? That question will keep the system safer and the model more useful. And once you understand context, the next layer is prompts. Prompts are the reusable workflows that keep repeated AI tasks structured, consistent, and easier for teams to reuse.